I'd like to introduce you all this evening, Mr. T. Boone Pickens.
How many here know what the Pickens Plan is? Ooh, I should have done better. I'm not communicating too well. This has to be a movement from the bottom up. I tried from the top down, and I've been at that about 30, 40 years lobbying in Washington. And it's really interesting because when I first went up there, say 30 years ago or something, and I'd go see them, and they were, you know, respectful and all, and they all said the same thing. I'll sure try to give you some help if I can, you know, something like that. And so that 30 years went off. When I went up there, I wasn't near as rich as I was, you know, in the last 10 years, and I used to have to wait an hour to see them. And then when I went the last one, they didn't mind waiting to see me. And so you knew you were really doing some good now. But nothing happened. In 30, 40 years, I'll help you or whatever. Nothing happened. Let me tell you now, I have got the people with me. I was doing a lot of talking about this subject. And I said, somebody's got to do something. In April of 08, I went to see President Bush. There's no question they were interested in what I was saying. Nobody got up, nobody moved, and we were there, and they had questions for me and everything else. So I waited 6 weeks, and the president never mentioned one thing. I told him when I went, I said, I have a plan for you to give the blueprint to America before you leave, so that you'll get credit for it. I said, an energy plan for America that you can't do, but you can get credit for it. And I said, I don't want you to leave office and be identified as the ethanol president. Somehow I didn't think ethanol was appropriate to have put on your name. Am I against ethanol? We're the ones that have everything messed up on the use of oil, because 4% of the people using 25% of the oil seems somewhat unfair. There's a lot of reasons for it. We're more highly industrialized and all that. But the world is not going to see it quite like that. And so what we need to do is get on our own resources. We still have some oil. We're producing about 5 million barrels a day, and we use 21 million. We import about 12 million barrels a day. So you've got some oil, you've got coal, you've got natural gas, you've got biofuels, ethanol, and you've got geothermal. And when you look at the list, there's only one on there that can solve the problem of foreign oil, and that is natural gas. Natural gas, you're sitting right here with it, you know what I'm talking about, the Barney shake.
I had heard about the Pickens Plan during the election, and I knew that he had made a lot of money in oil and now was switching to tell Americans about alternative energy, and that was the way we needed to go. So I was just interested in what his plan was all about, and so I wanted to hear more of what he had to say. I really liked his plan. I think it's reliable and it's logical. I don't think it's too far out there, and I think if President Obama invests in the plan, then it should work.
I liked how T. Boone went more in depth into his Pickens Plan. I've seen his commercials, but I think by him coming out and explaining himself more in depth, he'll get a lot more people on board to his plan.